Greetings. I am going to let you know right up front that this video does not have anything to do with improving a canine's hearing or anything like that. This has completely to do with dog ears on a residual limb or a stump for an above-the-knee amputee. Using the dog ear term like you would your dog ear page in a book, or you get dog-eared fencing, or my daughter used to wear her hair with dog ears, you know, that kind of a thing. It's a descriptive term. I don't have anything as far as a technical term. As many people as I've asked, you would think that they would know, and trying to look it up, could not figure out what the heck the technical term or medical term for this situation is for an above-the-knee amputation. All right, my name is Charles. I'm 55 years old. I am 6'1" when I'm fully assembled, and I weigh about 230 pounds in my last weigh-in. And as I kind of alluded to already, I'm going to talk about dog ears on an above-the-knee amputation, stump or residual limb. Now, I am an above-the-knee amputee on my left side. And what the dog ear thing is, it's a condition or a situation in which after the amputation you tend to have kind of some pointy areas on each side of the sutured area. And the best thing in my mind I could think of to demonstrate that was Twizzlers. People in the United States are pretty familiar with Twizzlers. They're round, but they're pinched off at the end, and they have kind of sharp points. Well, when it comes to an amputation, because of the way most of these are done, we end up with similar sharp points on our residual limb. And there's a couple of reasons for that, and I'll tell you, one of the things as I'm doing research and I've talked to people about this, I've come to discover that medical professionals don't talk to each other. The people that work on the orthotic level of things, they don't not communicate with the people on the vascular side of things. The people that build prostheses, they think that surgeons are stupid, or, you know, some of them say they're good, but they just do it wrong. One of the reasons why we have these dog ears left is because about 80% of these amputations are done by vascular surgeons. And the reason is because about 80% of amputations in the United States are necessary because of vascular reasons, and that's for people that have complications due to heart disease or vascular disease or diabetes or something of that nature, and it leads to a vascular problem. Those people are going to tend to have amputations that are done by vascular surgeons as opposed to orthopedic surgeons. And orthopedic surgeons are going to be less concerned with people's circulatory system, because that's not what's critical in that amputation situation. But the arterial surgeons who do amputations, from my research, it appears as though they do not want to surgically get rid of these dog ears while they're doing the initial surgery, because apparently leaving that the way it is going to allow or reduce the chances of there being infections. And of course, since they're so concerned about vascular situations that have probably reached somewhere near that area already, they're going to do as much as they possibly can to preserve the ability for the leg to heal over the course of time, where an orthopedic surgeon is not as concerned with vascular situations, because that's not what the situation has been brought to him. It's not a vascular problem typically, so he's not as concerned with vascular issues and for the concern of healing because of vascular issues. Okay, so the one of the other reasons this is important for the vascular side and healing and whatnot is about 17 to 20% of people that have had the surgery end up with infections and stuff too. So we want to do everything possible to reduce that situation. And most of these numbers I actually got off of orthobullets.com. It was pulled off of basically a bullet points column that was written up on a paper that was published in January of 2019. So what this video was about was what I wanted to do with the video about was how to reduce the pain in these dog ear situations. But I thought the little background into why you even have these dog ears is probably a good idea. So now my understanding is after a while, if these dog ears don't go away on their own because of the compression and compression shaping of the stockings, apparently they typically do. Given enough time and enough compression and all of that, sometimes they still stay around. But it is apparently possible to actually have them surgically removed. Apparently that is not the preferred method of taking care of that situation, though. And I am certainly not in any hurry to have another surgery, so I'm not going to deal with that. I was having pain, real soreness in my little dog ears, and I couldn't, it just wouldn't seem to go away. They'd just be sore all the time. It wasn't like they were super inflamed or anything. They just felt sore. What I determined, in my case, in any case, was that it was not my prosthetic that was bothering me or the liner or any of that kind of stuff that was actually bothering and irritating the dog ears. It took me a long time, but what I figured it was is actually when I went to bed and went to sleep, my sheets would rub on the corners of these dog ears, and it would irritate them enough that they would just, when I got up in the morning, I put my legs on and all that stuff, and it just made sense that it was the legs that were causing the problem, but just my sheets. And I've got soft sheets. I use flannel sheets because I like the soft, but it was rubbing on my stump right along those dog ears, making it sore. So my solution to that was, and this is something I got from the fellow who puts my prosthetic legs together, was I got a shrinker for my above-the-knee amputated leg. Now, I didn't get a tight shrinker. I just got something that was going to stay put. I got one that is got a, the band on top has these little gel things, so it helps hold it in place. The shrinker that we used for shaping my leg was a thing that had a belly band, and it came up and it was a real pain in the neck. Not something you would voluntarily use. So, but these type of shrinkers, it's just one layer, but they usually at the very end they're sewn on the end and there's a seam. So what I've done is when I put this thing on at night before I go to bed, I make sure the seam is running top to bottom. And with my shrinker, the tag that's on here, that little tag that's on there is actually, if you put it on top all the time, the seam would cut across this way. So what I determined to do was when I put this thing on, I just watched for the tag, put the tag on to where it's on this side, and the seam went up and down. That means that there's not a seam that's going to be touching my dog ears any place. And I don't wear it all the time at night when I'm sleeping, but I wear it when my dog ears start getting irritated. I will just put that on 3 or 4 nights in a row, and they are no longer irritated, and it seems to work well for my purposes. So hopefully that's some information that you can use to take care, reduce the pain in the dog ears on your residual limb on an above-the-knee amputation situation. Good luck. I hope that was helpful for you.